Hi, it's Joy, and today we're watching Criminal Minds, Season 17, Episode 9, Stars and Stripes. The last episode just had me feeling really sad and with the real sense that there are going to be no winners here other than Voight. Reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and let's go. I believe you're dead.
Hi, but you're about to become a big hero.
Oh God.
I need you to do us a big, huge favor.
No. You agreed upon sentence of 7 years.
Out in 5.
If you say so.
I do.
I don't even think he'd settle for that. He's got to have some plan.
Just lucky.
Needed time to de-escalate the situation.
Jill, come on. It was reckless.
It was not
It was very
without
reckless,
risk.
yes. But
And
she probably feels
I
she
will
owes it
admit
to them
what
for
I
her
didn't
role.
account for was that because they were paid through this encrypted routing
Okay.
number, which goes to an
I knew some guys that work for them. They're a private security company contracted by the U.S. government, but their contract was voided after they were accused of criminal misconduct. Profiteering.
Germain to what you were saying right now, it looks like their dear leader, El Jefe CEO, Mr.
Jill
Frank
can't have been
Church,
involved for long at all, or she'd have been able to
this
see
fellow was
right
brought
through
up on
this.
charges.
What is this shit?
Fucking
It's
hell.
the end of the conspiracy.
We need help. We need to go home.
I know.
Home, like to the people that hired them. Voight had a lot of intel on them. It doesn't surprise me. Did he take them down when they left the BAU?
You'll be coming home soon.
This is fucking hard.
I know. And
I
I'm not
know.
gonna lie to you.
It's gonna be
We've
hard.
got a long road ahead. But there's always hope.
You'll get to hold your baby, hear their voice.
You gonna get him?
Missy, we will get justice.
True justice, hopefully. You'll get to hold your babies and hear their voice, and that's not everything. That's not what you deserve. But
Profiler. At some point along the way, something went wrong. Maybe Damien struggled with doubts. Maybe they all did. And whoever ran the program decided to cut their losses.
And cover their asses.
But bear with me. What if these
it's
gold
fascinating because
stars
they were still
never
under the.
recognized the strike team had been sent by their puppet master?
Oh, they
but rather
definitely
as
don't think they
proof that were
did.
rocking the boat. What I'm talking about is whether or not they were capable of distinguishing between friend
Yeah.
and foe.
So it also hadn't occurred to me until the last episode that they might have still been operating as gold, like that this shady corporation was still using them. I thought they were kind of like rogue. They were on the run. I guess technically they were if they were being people were sent to kill them, but it's just they really didn't have a choice.
With a conspiracy.
Yep.
We knew we read all your books, David. This?
He's put the target on our backs.
I had been waiting for him to do that.
Open up this goddamn cage!
No, do not open it.
Agent Rossi, you need to calm down. You seem upset.
You've got this schmuck to deliver a kill kit to Jade.
Please tell me Rossi has a plan in doing this, like he's trying to riling him up, or we're trying to make him think he's on top and that he's rattling us and winning. I mean, he is rattling us. We're trying to like set him either like, because showing your emotions like this at him, what are you expecting? He's gonna smirk and go, "Yeah, I did." Like you're just giving him what he wants.
Letter to your bunker and then to your
So Rossi
target
has to have a plan.
David, we have, based on the BAU's own affidavit, my client is being prosecuted and sentenced under his birth name. Lee Duval. And no one really knows who that guy is, do they?
I really.
Put it on the news, and they will.
fuck up, counselor.
And pitching his company's ability to provide an elite group of specialized mechanics.
Specialized in what way?
Only to ask him.
Other Stewart houses that the kids didn't go rogue, they're still loyal.
When good men, like Deputy Director Douglas Bailey, are cut down and women like you are championed.
I'm putting a halt to this. That's not the point. No, the point is the director has been running interference against
Coulson
us
would
from the very
never.
beginning.
He's in charge
Is
of
he
progress.
involved?
All of his actions, including this one, have been meant to protect the BAU. Oh, protect us! Doug Bailey and Madison hears some rumor that there's a reporter doing a story with the headline, FBI's BAU grooms cop killer.
Such bullshit. It's a classic threat of using the press to release a bunch of disinformation.
If you miss, we bring the Bureau down with us.
No pressure.
Could see how it wouldn't be a problem for him to beat these kids into submission and then turn right around and present himself as their savior.
Which means it's
I wouldn't see you again. I am so glad Dana found you. Welcome home.
These people are just... This is the real bad guy. This is the guy we can cheer when he's taken down. We can just hope the kids get put into prison with a lot of help.
Is that it?
I still have questions.
I know you do.
Well... yeah, the true bad guy is this guy. And it's whether she and Peter can survive to go to prison and get some kind of...
The feelings,
They cloud judgment.
another group of kids.
You will not live to fight another day.
You and the other Gold Stars, you made all this possible.
Is Peter already dead, or is he on some sort of mission?
Give them their...
Okay, we've got 6 possible
I think
sites.
she's beyond
We'll just
saving,
head
beyond
brainstorming
like
into each one
psychiatric
looking
care
for
in a
Jade
prison.
and Dana.
I have this one in particular over and over.
Is it not actually a nightmare? Is it happening?
So real. Just enough that I can see his face. It's Mr. Church. Do you have a nightmare like that? Yeah.
She's starting to figure out it's not a nightmare, that at the very least the guy that loves them is doing things.
I know it's a lie because the face I see is Mr. Church. What's wrong?
Damien had his suspicions. She's realized. It's happening right now. She needs to either kill him or he'll kill her.
So with Deputy Milbray's law...
We have a warrant to search the training center for Millicent.
I feel so sorry for all these kids and young people.
They're gonna need your help.
They needed my help years ago.
Jill,
You're the only one who can make this
isn't your
right.
fault.
It's not your
I bear
fault,
some responsibility.
but the part
Don't.
you had in
David,
it.
please. Besides, you know,
I mean,
bear to carry a gun.
she definitely does. I'm worried she's going to die again. She definitely bears a degree of responsibility. Now, that's not for what actually happened, but there was a reason Rossi and Gideon were like, we can never let this idea out into the world. It's too dangerous. So yes, she let it out into the world because she believed she could do good with it rather than the evil that was in it. But she does bear that responsibility, and for not thinking through that, looking into who these people were that were behind this. No real responsibility, but if she does want to make amends for her part, she can try and de-escalate these kids in the moment.
You be safe.
You've just made him even more confused and uncomfortable and riled up and not concentrating. That's all you've done. Oh my god. Does he think he can break her down again and make her forget that she figured out? You've become an evil killer. I don't know if there's any hope for you, but... Well, when the FBI arrive, it's going to be a party in here. She is a victim first and foremost. More to it than that, so you need to treat her.
You radio me when you get there. What about you? I will be right behind you. Okay?
You should tell her we can't trust the people here. So, like, she doesn't see the... I think she kind of already guessed that.
Do not stir the hornet's nest.
Oh, someone else is going to be doing that.
Well, this
She will be getting revenge for her
eerily
abuse.
familiar.
Jade, Mila, all of them. They're all gone.
Yep. You reap what you sow, you sick son of a bitch.
Movement. Rear of the
dormitory building.
Copy that.
I'm concerned with how this is going to escalate.
Go ahead and shoot me.
Is on the property.
Stand down.
Wise decision, boys.
Everyone move.
Thing is, actually, the FBI being here right now, it's going to work out in the evil Ada man's favor, because the kids will just see the FBI and be like, oh my god, that's what Jade said. That's who we're in danger from, and open fire. And then the FBI have to shoot a bunch of kids or die. Jade didn't mention that it was actually Ada that they were in danger from. I don't even know if the kids... It depends how far through the radicalization the kids are.
All units. Agents Prentice and Rossi have entered the building.
Oh lord.
Jade?
No, you have to keep running, okay? Do you hear me?
I don't understand.
She wants to die here.
You have to save the children. I need you to trust me, okay? Do you trust me?
They're victims at the end of the day. Victims who need to face justice for what they did, but...
Then you have to keep going.
I hate everything that's happening in the show. I love the path the show's taken, in the sense of at the beginning you were like, okay, yes, I don't care what you've been through, like, bring these people to justice, find the evidence that they did things to you and present it and get them arrested. Killing them so brutally and taking pleasure in it, what are you doing? And then when you get the whole thing unraveled and you realize just how much the kids themselves, the young people themselves, are victims, it is heartbreaking. And you know, it's one of those enigmas where if we did manage to capture Jade and or Damien, what do you do with them? Because they are serial killers who have violently murdered and tortured people. But they were children who were abused and shaped into doing it. It wasn't their fault, but it's not like a magical brainwashing spell where you can just go kaploom and then they're back to themselves and oh my god, what did I do? It's not black and white. It is kind of, they did have free choice, but they didn't have any free choice. So where do you come down on it now? As things stand, none of them are alive. We have Peter, who's out there somewhere. It's so sad how across the world, in the real world, I don't want to think about how many children are suffering right now. And the idea that that sick son of a bitch could do something like this and would continue to do it and would have the nerve to be like, to continue doing it even after it failed, because he just enjoys having the power over those kids. So we don't know where he went. We know he took a gun and then he left. Is he running? Is he going to his like secret jet to escape? Was he hunting Jade down? Is he going after the kids that are fleeing down the south? Did he blow up? I hope he didn't blow up. Did not mean to violently yank my headphones out of my ears. I hope he didn't blow up. I hope we're able to catch him and put him in a cage for the rest of his life. Now, obviously not actually torture him, but he can be in prison, wear what they tell him to wear, eat the slop they give him, have an hour outside a day if they let him. You know, he can have the misery that is prison. And, you know, if the other inmates find out what he's in for, it wouldn't be pretty for him, which I wouldn't support, but I also wouldn't cry a tear over. So it's such a weird scenario where you're looking at both Jade and Damien, and at the moment that they die, you're looking at them with sorrow rather than with, well, you can't kill anyone else. It's such a well-written, heartbreaking story, and you know that humans would be that capable of it. So now the question comes with, just how much chaos did she sow? Just how big was the explosion? Are Emily and David in danger because of it? They fucking better not be, but are they? Where did the boss guy go? Is he hunting the kids that were fleeing? Was he assuming Jade would be there? Was he going through the building looking for Jade because he assumed Jade was coming for him? Did he get exploded? Now again, if the choices are let him roam free or explode him, I would explode him. But I believe he deserves to rot in prison. And an explosion, like, you wouldn't know it was happening. It would just be like over, unless he got like shrapnel and slowly died. But what's gonna happen now? Where is Peter? Is the reason that we don't know where he is because he's already killed him in the same way that he killed Dana? And and wanted the other two dead? Or is he out there loyally following missions? Is he out there on the run because he also figured out that it was all a con and that they were being used and he's just hiding? I guess we'll find out. But it's just, there aren't any winners here. The only win we will get is seeing the fucking adults in this situation behind bars for the rest of their lives. And it's just so fascinating how we began this looking at these vicious young killers, these evil Gold Star people. And even when I found out about the Stewart house, I was still thinking, well, no, you did have a choice. But they were still, up until right now, working for the people who were behind it, or they were still being manipulated. They had no choices. It is truly heartbreaking. And you're at the point where you think, best case scenario for them is probably a life in a nice prison where they're looked after rather than abused. But the younger ones, Mila, I believe her name was, and the other kids we saw in the background, they have a chance. They are still young. It's been less than a year that they've been involved in this, which is still too long. I'm not like, oh, and obviously they had awful lives beforehand, but they're young enough to be given that second chance and to get help, and I really hope they're able to. And one thing I would have liked to know before she died is how far she'd understood, how much Jade had unraveled. Did she realize that, I guess because she'd realized that her rapist and her abuser was the guy who was her savior, she figured out it was all a lie. And even like did she figure out that she'd killed Damien for a lie? That everything they'd done was a lie? Or was it more just she realized that they were lying to her? Did she think they were just continuing the abuse? Whatever it is, she's not suffering anymore. Again, prison with a lot of help to deconstruct would have been better, but then we have Voight, who the director is giving him his deal to protect the BAU. And like, she was all, no, I really think he was trying to protect the BAU. You know, I want to believe Coulson would never do anything evil and nefarious. But how the hell is the BAU letting a serial killer walk free, protecting the BAU? Because down the line, he will kill again. He will get caught because eventually he'll get sloppy, or he'll simply just get too old to cover up for himself properly, and then everyone will be like, hey, wait, that's the guy the BAU arrested years ago for being this exact serial killer. They let him go? Oh my god, they're terrible. And also, it's not protecting the people who are going to die at his hand, whether it's his direct hand or his meddling hand. So I have a horrible feeling the third season is still going to have Voight at the heart of it, and it's going to be him in his minimum security prison, him trying to break free, maybe even succeeding, and BAU dealing with whatever shenanigans they're dealing with while also trying to prove he is who he says he is. And what was behind the Marshall data leak? Is it the Marshalls who are going to be transporting Voight to custody? Is that what they got? Who would be the ones that would take him to and from the prison to the court, from the court to his prison, so they can like ambush the thingy and free him, the transport, and free him? Was it trying to find his family but not succeeding? Who knows? But it is, yeah, this is a very sad story. It's even more, it's not, it's even more twisted than the Voight one, to be honest. But it's like with the Voight one, you had the sadness of his family realizing who he really is, and in this one, you have the sadness of what these kids have been through and been forced to become. This show, Jesus Christ. Thank you. Reminder, you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and thank you so much for watching.